All right, we're back. Excuse me. This is still day one, video number 3. So I was asking Mario that we were trying to come up with topics that we could talk to you about, and he doesn't want to talk about. What did you want to talk about? So remember that I am an 8th grade teacher. Oh, I have my donut. And students tend to roll their eyes at me when they are displeased with me. Well, this guy right here, he rolls his eyes.
But I don't feel like I roll my eyes. I think it's an imagination of other people that I roll my eyes.
It is all our imagination that he rolls his eyes.
That's correct. And those are perception in your mind of disliking what I'm saying to you at that time. So we go change the subject about that.
So we had this whole conversation prior to videotaping because he said he didn't want, recording because he said he didn't want to talk about that. So that was one of our rules, right? Because we're going to get on each other's nerves by tomorrow. Or maybe today, huh? Later on in the day?
No, we already started.
But we were on Facebook Live, so they didn't see very much. But anyway, so when he does, I've known Mario a long time. I know him better than he knows himself. So when he does not like something, he rolls his eyes and he kind of like thinks you're stupid. So he does it to me a lot. So that was one of our rules, that he could not roll his eyes. He's already rolled them like 20 times to me. And as a teacher, I do not like students to roll their eyes at me. So imagine an adult. But that's a topic for another day. All right, so I'm trying to hold on to the little stick here, camera stick, because I still haven't set up the other one. All right, so we came up with a good topic. So a lot of people want to know why we are traveling, right? If there is a COVID-19 epidemic or coronavirus?
Epidemic and self-quarantine, as people might want to say it, but I call it self-quarantine. It's not dealing with the public, man. But what it's saying is not going to the bar, not going to the gym, not getting your hair done, your nails done, your toes done, those kind of things, or having parties all over and go to different people's houses for parties. That's not self-quarantine. But if you self-quarantine with your family or your wife or your husband or your kids, that's self-quarantine. And a lot of people go in curbside and order food or the groceries or whatever they need. That's part of self-quarantine. It doesn't say lock yourself up 24 hours, but it also says to take care of yourself and don't expose yourself. That's why they have it, so the face covering. Cover yourself, protect yourself, use the gloves and use the hand sanitizer. Practicing those hygienes will help you. One thing is also, man, if you see somebody coughing, it's time for you to walk away. I was on the plane last night and that girl was coughing. She was coughing her lungs out. I'm like, and I told the student that she's sick or she just swallowed her spit. I don't know what was wrong, but she was a little bit overweight, so it might have been the problem. It was. She was a little bit, because how did I know she was overweight? When somebody asked for a second belt, that's overweight. To me.
Okay, that's besides the point.
Okay.
So all of us that know Mario, you know that if he says something dumb, I'm gonna get rid of the video. So the question was, before you went off.
Self-quarantine, so we're driving.
Wait a minute.
No, so we're doing self-quarantine.
Wait. Okay. So, just because you got to give them background, right? I'm a teacher. You got to give them background. You got to figure out what they know, what they don't know, and all that. Okay. So I have been isolated since March. Okay. Only going out for essentials, wearing my mask. I go to the park and do exercise, but I always wear my mask. Always wash my hands, do everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so since March, and that was in California. Okay, this Mario has been quarantined in, not quarantined, but in self-isolation in Georgia. But he is an essential worker,
Yes,
yeah, right?
that's
So
correct.
he has not stopped working. But the reason that he went off is because his job is safety. So he knows everything about safety. OSHA, I mean, he can look at a building and I swear to God, sorry, I don't swear to God. Sorry. He takes pictures of the building and tells me what's wrong, why they're not building, and that interferes a lot with our vacation, but that's another topic. But anyway, so I tried to go to Georgia in spring break, and I had a ticket. I was supposed to go with my son and his girlfriend, and the airlines could not guarantee a ticket back, and I was still doing distance learning, so I didn't go. And he couldn't come to California because if he came to California, he had to quarantine in Georgia when he went back for 15 days.
14 days.
14 days, right? So, Georgia finally opened up, and California sort of opened up, but our poor little valley is having a difficult time. So, and we have both been COVID tested, and we're both negative. So we are quarantined. What did you say a little while ago? And I said, oh, that's good. Say that.
We're self-quarantining ourselves. We're doing our own self-quarantine. That means we're not going to get our hairs done again,
Right.
our nails done, our toes down, and dealing with the public, going to bars and having a beer, social mingling with people. That's what the problem is. You don't know where those people been. You don't know where the people they hanged out have been. So basically, to do is stay at home. Stay at home and do your best. But that's a self-quarantine. It doesn't say lock yourself and lock the closed cell block 8 and you're done for the day. No, it means keep yourself safe, keep yourself distance, practice social distancing by wearing your face covering, your gloves, your hand sanitizer. And if you go to the bathroom somewhere, you make sure you use a paper towel to open the door. Try not to touch any items if you can. And if you do have items that things that you have to be touching and stuff, wipe them down. They have those sanitizer,
Clorox wipes. And
wipes out there that you can utilize. So again, it's how you take care of yourself. I know they're saying that 19% of the death that have occurred has been because of people mingling with other people. Don't know where they've been or where their people been at. So 90% of the death is because of people mingling. But if you quit that, I see that all the time. I see if I go downtown Macon, they're still mingling. The college students are the worst. They don't want to stay locked up. They believe, oh, I'm invincible, I'm gonna live. But guess what? I did have a friend that passed away, and
from COVID?
yeah. But the thing is, he lives in a little compound that the whole family owns, and it's different family members, and they gather every day or every week, and they haven't stopped. So somebody within that family transmitted that to him, and now guess what? One of the guys that was hanging out with them, their son, one of the little kids kids they have has been diagnosed with COVID-19. That's because you're not practicing self-distancing and face covering and using the right terms, the right tools that are available out there.
So, okay, so he was quarantined to the best of his knowledge because he's an essential worker in Georgia, and I was quarantining in California to the best of my knowledge because, and I'm going to tell you, that was really difficult for me because I like being out and about, and I like to travel a lot. So for me to stay home was very difficult, but I am an artist, you all know that, so I did a lot of that. I kept myself busy. So what he's saying, right, is that you quarantine within your own house, right? So if you do travel, don't invite all the family members and friends, and if you do, then wear masks, go in separate cars, stay distant from each other, and when you go home, take a shower because you don't know what they have. Correct? Right?
That's correct.
Okay. So yes, we're traveling, but we're being safe. We just stopped at Gila Bend, Arizona, and we had to use the restroom, so we gassed up and the car. So used our masks, went in. Everybody was really good about wearing masks in the Love's Travel, and we washed our hands. You used paper towels to open the doors, and then you go through, if you can, go through drive-throughs for you go through drive-thrus for food. So we're still isolated. We're isolated among ourselves, right? So like Mario said, we're not going to go out to bars and drink and go to the river and do stuff at the river, or and if you do, wear a mask and don't get close to other people that you don't know, even the people that you do know.
Yeah, because one thing that people also don't realize is
You got to speak louder, because
one thing that people don't realize is social distancing brings a couple of things. Brings cabin fever.
Right.
Brings you depression.
Right.
So you have to find ways to keep yourself occupied. When you're sick and this was not around and you had to stay home for a week, you kind of probably quarantine yourself then, and you stayed home, you watched TV, you knit, you did your art or whatever hobby you got. So what I'm saying to you is, just because you're social distancing and you're doing self quarantine doesn't mean that you're locked up in a compound that you can't do much. But guess what? We can't change what's going on, and the world has. We have gone to a phase that even 9/11 is not even nothing compared to what we're going through right now, and it's not going to get any better. And the thing is, it's going to take each one of us to do our part. But again, if you haven't, that's you getting stressed and you have talk to somebody, call somebody on the phone and have that conversation with them. See what help you need out there, because it is real. It is mental health is real with this quarantine that we're asking people to do.
Well, and that's the other thing. Okay, so because there's a lot going on, and one of the big things that I have, and you know that because I make the videos, is that I have a big faith in God, and I think that helps. You have to have faith in our Lord, and if you don't like Him, I've talked to you before about that. If you don't like Him, if you have issues with Him, you got to work that out, because He is your best bet to get through all of this. Okay, because man brought this on, not God. Man brought it on, and so you need to have faith in something. So that's number one. Number two, as Mario said, is you need to have some hobbies. Eating is not a hobby, people, right? Is eating a hobby?
No, but it is a way to enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So eating is not a hobby, but baking maybe. I don't know. Sewing, because we're 55, so we're old school. My mom taught me how to sew, how to bake, how to clean, how to make food, sort of, how to crochet, how to embroider. My mom taught me all of that because we were at a time where we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have technology, so I know how to do all that. But you can learn how to do all that through YouTube. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that teach you how to crochet and do all that mess.
Yeah, but guess what? Another thing is, like, people say, "Well, Mario, you enjoyed it by yourself. How did you keep yourself busy?" Well, I kept myself busy pretty much. I decided to buy another house, and decided to take room by room and take it apart and rebuild that house. I got a few things more to do. That's why Miss Munguia is headed that way also, to help decorate the house. And I don't mean just go buy stuff. I mean do some hands-on stuff, like painting and putting some stuff together for me. So that's going to be our self-quarantine, and grilling in the backyard. I got a nice little deck, and also trying to get Bruno and Tyson to be friends. They've been around each other, but not have any close interaction. As hey, my name is Bruno, my name is Tyson. That's not hasn't happened yet, but it will happen in Georgia. So hopefully, pray for us. Hopefully that'll work out.
Yeah. So Mario has a black lab. He is how many months?
9 months.
9 months, and he's a beautiful dog, very calm, nice, very well mannered. And then this one. He's the difficult one.
Yeah, his name is Tyson. What do you expect?
Tyson is, he thinks he's an alpha. He's not the alpha, I'm the alpha. But Tyson likes to do what Tyson likes to do. He's in charge. So he's never liked other dogs. So we'll see how it goes. As Mario said, pray for us. I think Bruno will be no problem. It's going to be Tyson. And Bruno's how many months did you say?
9 months.
9 months, and Tyson's 9 years old. So we'll see how it goes. But the cabin fever, we want to go back to the cabin fever and the depression. So I don't know how many months into isolation I got cabin fever, and I got it pretty bad. I think I said that in my videos. Be quiet, you don't even know.
Yeah, it was. You took it out on me. Trust me, it was pretty. it was difficult to talk to you.
When we'll have other topics. When a woman is difficult, we're called certain things, right? But when a man is difficult, pobrecito, he's just tired, he works a lot. Yeah, right. Okay. So it's a double standard, people. So anyway, what was I saying?
Cabin fever.
I got it bad. Yes, I got cabin fever bad. So, and I was keeping busy. I had a lot of projects going on. I do a lot of things with my art and stuff. So, and it hit me. So, and then I started sleeping a lot. So I had to make adjustments there. Finally, what I believe was the issue was that I thought I was taking care of myself as far as eating healthy, but I wasn't. I wasn't eating healthy. It's different stages that you have to go through. So I'm eating healthier now. I'm exercising. I was always exercising, and I have different activities. So I feel a lot better. You feel better? Did you get You didn't get cabin fever because you were still working, right?
I still working, and I was doing stuff around the house.
Right.
Keep myself busy.
Yeah. So so that's our take on the isolation / quarantine / and I think your best bet, and I'm sure Mr. Guzman will agree, because he's not Mr. Munguia, he's Mr. Guzman.
That's correct. Guzman Soriano.
Guzman Soriano.
That's what my
What?
That's what my paperwork say.
Right. Guzman Soriano. So anyway, what was I saying? You always make me forget.
I don't know. Our next subject is going to be.
Oh, I see. I rolled my eyes.
Next subject will be the next number 4 is going to be family. If you had a family member that had COVID-19, how do you receive that, and then what do you do about it? So I did have somebody. So our next chapter will be family members, or if yourself you had it, or if your family members, how to deal with it. How to deal with it? Yes.
Oh, so I cannot stress it enough, ladies and gentlemen, that you must have a faith in God. We're going for the long haul here, because just like my students, people do not want to obey what they're supposed to be doing. As Mario said, the young kids, they think they're immortal. Come on, we all were 20 at one time. We know what that feels like. So don't pretend that you didn't break the law and didn't do crazy stuff. So these kids think that they could get sick and get over it. I mean, more power to them if they do, but why expose themselves to that? And, and it goes back to, you got to think about the other person, not think about yourself. So, so anyway, so we are quarantining, that's like a drink, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
In Georgia. So we're just going from one isolation to another isolation, okay? So go hiking, right? You could do a lot of things out in nature, and you won't come across people. You could do that. You go biking. You could do bikes. We're gonna get a bike. Well, I'm gonna get a bike. I had one in California, but I'm gonna get another one. And ride your motorcycle. This one rides his motorcycle. So, right?
Yes.
So you could ride your motorcycle. There's a lot of things you could do on your own. Oh, and then we got to cover that too. If you are isolating, so you got to get used to being around yourself, and that's difficult. That's difficult to be around yourself. I like myself, so I don't mind being around myself. Do you like being around yourself?
Oh, great. I love being by myself because I can talk to myself and answer myself. I want that room blue. Yeah, it looks beautiful blue. Let me get it done blue. So I like that.
Oilo. Yeah, he talks to himself a lot. So do I.
It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say something about the house. So he was remodeling a house. Yeah, I'm going to paint the bathroom. So I told him that it's been a minute since I've done a mural. So I'm thinking of what I want to paint. And then you wanted some Bible verses, no?
Kind of, yes. But I would kind of tell you what I would do. I'm going to dictate that, what I want on the walls. I'm the one that have to look at them.
So he's going to change the Bible verses, not change them, but paraphrase them, in his own words, which is okay. That's okay.
Yes.
So, but it's our house, right? It's not his house. That's okay. All right, anything else?
That was it.
Isolation. So wear a mask, wash your hands, take showers. So, it's been a minute since you've taken a shower. You gotta take a shower. Stay away from people. If you do go with people, stay 6 feet apart. And yes, people, family members are asymptomatic. So just because they're your family members doesn't mean that they don't have it. Okay, so be careful when you're around family members and friends. All right, we will see you later.
Peace, love, and happiness. Smoke a joint. Oh.